back to the Daily Grind. Thanks for checking out the channel. Make sure to hit subscribe if you're new and hit thumbs up if you're not a baby back bagel biting bitch boy, cause you know what time it is. It's full time.
MMA.
Before we get to the details of the alleged assault by the UFC almost light heavyweight title challenger, I can't call him a light heavyweight title challenger because he was almost scheduled to fight Daniel Cormier for the light heavyweight title, but it's honestly looking like it might be somebody else getting that opportunity. Daniel Cormier himself has named the two possible opponents. He said it's either going to be Alexander Gustafsson or Corey Anderson if what we're about to get into prevents Volkan Oezdemir from being able to fight for the title, even though he was going to beat Daniel Cormier's next opponent. Now, let's get into it. Since I did a video yesterday, Volkan Oezdemir, he was arrested in Miami, Florida for aggravated assault. Allegedly, he was in a bar fight. The details have been coming out. I haven't wanted to make another video on the subject until like more of the details came out, because I don't just want to make a bunch of videos for every single detail that, now that there's a lot more details. Volkan Ozdemir's teams responded, the alleged victims responded, and Daniel Cormier spoken about the situation as well. So now the details of what allegedly happened. The guy, let me see, I'm pretty sure I got this article up. The guy that was allegedly knocked out was actually knocked out for 14 minutes. I've got the details right here. Alright, so according to the alleged victim, as reported by MMA Fighting, Oezdemir's arrest originated from a physical altercation that took place August 12th outside of a bar in Fort Lauderdale. The alleged victim is Kevin Cohen. Cohen told police that he went outside of the bar after hearing that his friend had been knocked out unconscious by another man. Cohen told police that he was knocked unconscious after asking who had struck his friend. The man claims he was unconscious for upwards of 14 minutes and then taken to the hospital, where he received staples and lacerations for his face. Cohen then claimed that the bar patrons later informed him that Oezdemir was the man that had struck him. Holy smokes. So this, I'm not gonna get too into it, but it doesn't sound right. But there could have been, that's just to me, that my personal opinion, something doesn't sound right here. But as always, there's gonna be an investigation. There's two sides to every story, and then the truth. Now, Volkan Ozdemir's team has came out and said that everything was completely justified. It was a bar altercation, and so their statement did sound like PR type stuff, like we'll get to the details as soon as we can. But the thing is, this doesn't sound really in character. Of most UFC fighters, you just don't hear about this as often as you would think. Guys getting into bar fights and knocking out for 14 minutes, even though we all know it's possible. We all know there's some fucking knuckleheads out there. But this is a guy that was challenging for the light heavyweight title, biggest opportunity of his life. And according to the alleged victim's assault, he says his friend was knocked out first. He just went out and said, "Hey, who knocked out my friend?" And then Oezdemir just fucking knocked him out. Like, what? For asking a question? Of course, I don't know what the fuck happened. That's why this is all just me speculating. But at the same time, it just doesn't sound like a guy that's going into the biggest opportunity of his life to just say, "Hey, you know what? This guy asked a question. I'm gonna knock him out." And for Volkan Oezdemir to only be arrested for allegedly assaulting this one guy that asked the question, we haven't heard about Volkan Oezdemir knocking out two guys like his friend that was supposedly knocked out first. So it just doesn't click. This guy's story is not adding up to me. But of course, there's gonna be due process, so whatever I'm saying is just speculation. I don't know what the fuck happened any more than you guys do. So, but his story, according to what we're hearing, I don't know. With that being said, it is what it is. The guy that asked the question was the guy that Volkan Oezdemir allegedly knocked out, was unconscious for upwards of 14 minutes. Holy smokes. But even though Volkan Oezdemir might be, I don't know if he's going to be cleared of the charges or anything like that. But even no matter what happens, guilty or innocent, he's probably going to be losing his opportunity, because the fight was going to be taking place at UFC 220, and that's only in a couple of months. So Daniel Cormier is going to need a new opponent, and there are a couple of people that have been making a name for themselves, a stake for their claim at the light heavyweight title, even though a lot of people were excited to see Volkan Oezdemir. We've got Corey Anderson, holy smokes. We've got Ovince St. Preux, and we've also got Alexander Gustafsson. I've talked to a few people, and actually you'd be surprised, some people are leaning toward the OSP fight. I thought it was going to be Gustafsson, because as in the Max Holloway situation, you know, there was two contenders to being discussed for the opportunity, and it was Frankie Edgar and Cub Swanson. So that's why the Jose Aldo replacement kind of came out of nowhere. Well, in this situation at light heavyweight, there were two people being discussed for the title opportunity, and it was Volkan Oezdemir and Alexander Gustafsson. But OSP he's picked up a couple big wins since then. He could come in and take that fucking title shot. I wouldn't mind seeing that, honestly. Corey Anderson just knocked out, no, goddamn, I keep getting these guys confused. Ovince St. Preux just knocked out Corey Anderson, and also before that, he choked out Yushin Okami. So he's been making, you know, his stake for the title while we've been waiting on Daniel Cormier to recover and the whole John Jones saga. But with that being said, that's enough on this video. It is what it is. Let the full-time family know what the fuck you meant in the comments. I'm out.
Da 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 da! It's the motherfucking DOWG!